Valentine's Day is one of the most high-pressure nights of the year for couples, and ironically, one of the most disappointing when it comes to sex. If you've ever ended the night feeling full, frustrated, or fighting instead of connecting, this video is for you. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, or if you are new here, welcome. I'm Dr. Holly, sex and relationship therapist, and today we're talking about the 5 biggest Valentine's Day mistakes that ruin sex, even in otherwise healthy relationships. These are patterns I see every single year in my therapy office, and the good news is they're totally avoidable once you know what's actually going wrong. Let's start with the most common one. A lot of couples assume Valentine's Day sex should happen after the fancy dinner, the drinks, the dessert, the Uber ride home, and by the time you finally get into bed, you're exhausted, overfull, bloated, maybe a little tipsy, and honestly, not very turned on. Here's the reframe I often give couples. If sex matters to you, don't save it for last. Having sex before you go out or even earlier in the day often leads to more energy, less pressure, more presence in your body. Think of it as connecting first and celebrating after. You can still enjoy the date, but you're not relying on a tired, overstuffed body to magically feel sexy at 10:30 p.m. Now let's look at mistake number 2, not setting expectations ahead of time. This one causes more arguments than almost anything else. Valentine's Day creates a lot of assumed expectations. One partner thinks that dinner is enough, and the other partner expected a gift. One person planned something elaborate, the other thought keeping it simple was the way to go, and no one talked about it beforehand. What I often see is one partner feeling hurt or unappreciated while the other is genuinely confused about why the effort wasn't enough. This isn't about anyone being wrong, but it's about the unspoken expectations. A simple check-in beforehand like, hey, what does Valentine's Day mean to you this year? Or are we doing gifts, experiences, or both, or neither, can prevent so much resentment and make intimacy feel safer and more collaborative. Quick pause here because I'm curious, which of these mistakes have you experienced before? Was it the unspoken expectations, the pressure, or realizing halfway through the night that you were way too full and way too tired for sex? Drop a comment below and let me know. You are definitely not alone here, and reading these comments helps other people to feel way less isolated. And if this video is already making you feel seen, go ahead and subscribe because we talk about sex, relationships, and desire without shame and without all the fluff around here. Now let's look at mistake number 3, treating sex like the goal of the night. Another huge mistake, turning Valentine's Day sex into a performance. When sex becomes the goal instead of an option, pressure skyrockets. People start monitoring their bodies, their arousal, their responses, instead of actually experiencing pleasure. And pressure is one of the biggest libido killers there is. So instead of asking, are we going to have sex tonight, try reframing it as, how do we want to feel connected tonight? That might include sex, but it might also include just simple touches, closeness, laughter, or emotional intimacy that naturally opens the door to desire. Mistake number 4 is assuming desire should be automatic because it's Valentine's Day. A lot of people silently believe it's Valentine's Day, so I should want sex. But desire doesn't work on a calendar. Stress, fatigue, body image concerns, parenting, work pressure, none of those disappear just because there are heart-shaped decorations and Valentine's Day cards everywhere. When we judge ourselves or our partners for not feeling instantly turned on, shame can easily creep in, and shame shuts down desire even more. Instead, curiosity works better than criticism. What might help you feel more open to connection tonight, or what kind of touch would feel good right now? These are questions that you could ask yourself as opposed to trying to force that feeling of desire to naturally happen just because it's Valentine's Day. And mistake number 5, ignoring emotional labor and effort imbalance. This is a big one, especially for long-term couples. If one partner handled the reservations, the gifts, the childcare, the planning, the emotional tone of the day, and the other partner just showed up, that imbalance often shows up in the bedroom. Desire is deeply tied to feeling seen, appreciated, and met halfway. So if Valentine's Day highlights an ongoing imbalance in emotional labor, sex can start to feel like an obligation rather than a shared experience. This is why conversations about effort, appreciation, and partnership matter, not just on Valentine's Day, but year-round. So listen, Valentine's Day isn't the problem. The pressure, the assumptions, and the myths that we attach to it are. If you take just one thing from this video, let it be this. Good Valentine's Day sex starts with communication, not choreography. Thanks so much for watching, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more tips on sexual health and wellness. And as always, feel free to share this video with someone whom you think might benefit. Until next time, stay curious, stay connected, and remember, you deserve a healthy, happy, and pleasurable life. Happy Valentine's Day!